Hey Veronica, it's Nikas. Hey, so I saw your replies to my Facebook post, and I started typing, and I realized, wow, I could type for a long time on this, or I could just record a little video to sort of talk about opposition. Um, Opposition. When I say that opposition is like the telltale sign that self is self-seeking and self-centered, hasn't left the building. What I mean is that opposition is when we say no to something. That's like no, and the opposite of no is oh, okay. So the opposite of opposition would be surrender. Oh, acceptance. Oh, okay. So, I can accept other people have a position on something and still not, it's like, I think it was Gandhi that said, I stand for for Indian rule. I do not stand against English rule. It's like, so opposition is just that thing inside of us that says no. And that thing inside of us is directly, if I want to know where me is, my selfish, self-seeking, self-centered motives come from, if I point at that and go, no, it's just, I got to follow it right back. And I find myself every single time. I think what you said too is there was something you said about, the loudest voices would win out, if we didn't have opposition. And, loud voices often get their way. The squeaky wheel gets oiled. But I just attended a homeowners association meeting this morning, an HOA meeting, and let me tell you, it's very political, and there's a lot of people in there, and there were some very loud voices that were screaming at the top of their lungs, my position is right. And you guys need to, and you are not doing your job, and just this really strong opposition. And what I noticed was, and then, I, having just sat back, just surveyed, and being sort of measured and really listening, taking all of it in, and then letting intuition formulate some sort of a response. And what I found was that my response to these two people that were kind of going off on the manager of the, and what I found was my response actually was met with applause in the group because, everybody was kind of just sitting back, just like not wanting to get into the fray. And these two were just going at this guy, and I just entered in with this very measured, very understood, thoughtful. And that was, everybody just clapped because what they realize is they're like, yeah, I want that, because the screaming and yelling that, although they may have had some points, the way they were going about it was not going to create a solution. So, yes, sometimes people have loud voices and sometimes they actually get heard however, I do think that sometimes if you can really just sit back and don't be aggressively trying to prove somebody else wrong, but just say, hey, I stand for this, and then just let the cards fall as they do. So anyway, that's what I mean by opposition. Opposition is the telltale sign of self. If I want to know where the heck Nikas, my name is Nikas, if I want to know where the heck Nikas is, I just look to the other end of wherever my finger is pointing, saying, no. Which isn't very often these days. I have to say that through a dedicated prayer in the morning, I ask God, please show me the truth today in every situation I encounter, whether it be out there, whether it be up here, show me the truth. And then give me the courage and the strength to turn towards that truth. And the second part of the prayer is, and God, please give me moment-to-moment consciousness throughout this day. A real-time sense of awareness that I might live and reside right here, right now, where everything's happening. Where I have the opportunity to see my cuckoo crazy self being myself. Oh, look, there's me being angry, or look, there's me being snotty, or there's me being, better than, or, it's just like, oh, and I can just see that as just, oh, that's just my mind. So with a daily prayer and then a meditation, You're just really surrendering into letting go. With those two things, what I found is that my connectedness to source, God, whatever you want to call it, higher power, my connectedness is very, very deep. And so I don't have to use this to tell people somebody's wrong. What I have to do is let go of this and just listen and let the totality, let the universal, let the absolute listen. And then it comes up with a response. And that, like, as in today, that was people like, yes, yes, yes to that. And I was not loud. so, yeah. So opposition is the telltale sign of me, what I think, what I want, what I don't like. And the opposite of that is just, okay, well, that's unexpected. But here's what I propose. It's just a totally different way. One is saying no, and the other one is saying yes. Yes to your answer. Yes to your anger. Yes to your obnoxiousness. I wouldn't say that. Yes to all that. And here's, I have options. But if my first response is no, and I want to fight, I don't get anywhere with that. So anyway, hope you're well. Bye.